Everybody nowadays have YouTube. I haven't even gotten any, what's it called? Any fellows to tell me if my idea for a reverse VTuber bar is original one. Because I'm pretty sure it is. Ain't no one gonna tell me otherwise until, you know, someone out here points me to a Twitter trip. I personally can vouch for myself that I never saw anyone else come up with that idea. And most of it comes from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But you know what they say? The one who's more popular gets to claim the idea for their own. Ain't that right, Power Cynical? Exactly. Ain't that right, Donkey? Where does N? Ah, there it is.
Not even close, baby.
You see? Donkey agrees with me. Anyways, boys, welcome to Dear Esther. That it's not Esther. Something I would like it to be called, so I can call it that. Let me just tell you. Okay. The Sand Lost Man Numbers of Fatal Crash, a book written by Dan Explorer. 2 years in the making, a highly anticipated indie remake of a cult mod, Dear Esther, arrives on PPC. On PP? Immature. Dear Esther immerses you in a stunning realistic world, remote and desolate islands, some of the other Hebrides. As you step towards, the voice begins to read fragments of a letter. Dear Esther, and so begins a journey through one of the most original first-person games of recent years. Abandoning traditional gameplay for a pure story-driven experience, you Esther feels this beautiful environment for immense with breathtaking soundtrack, tell a powerful story of love, loss, guilt, and redemption. Forget the normal rules of play. It seems, and if nothing seems real here, it's because it all might be in the head. What is the significance of an area? What happens on the motorway? Is that real or imagined? Who is that? Isn't to someone you hear? The answer is out there on the lost beach, the mind-swept cliffs, and right in the darkness of the towns beneath the island. Or then again, they may not be. After all, since every playthrough is customized, you know, every playthrough is unique because everything is random. Welcome to the first roguelike storytelling game. My god. Let's start. Oh. Director's commentary. It's not... Fuck, it's not even the creator's commentary, it's the director. Oh, this is a movie. But yeah. Boys, putting pitfall traps, random...
Dear Esther, I've lost track of how long I've been here.
It is
how many
Esther.
visits I have made overall. Certainly the landmarks are now so familiar to me that I have to remind myself to actually see the forms and shapes in front of me. I could stumble blind across these rocks, the edges of these precipices, without fear of missing my step and plummeting down to sea. Besides, I have always considered that if one is to fall, it is critical to keep one's eyes firmly open.
Alright. Alright, so there is no run, there is no jump, there is no crouch. Left and right mouse button are both zoom in. Of course. Of course. Of course there's only master audio. Why would there be anything else? Let me just up the mouse sensitivity a bit. Oh, there's a chim. Oh yeah, and I heard that noise. I heard a random generated noise. I wonder what could it be. Am I... Ooh, there's an auto flashlight. There's some paint. There's a lot of paint, or is it turpentine? Alright, we have switched from piano. Now the piano stays. The piano looks like to be the mainstay. There is no... Remember, boys, if it's a horror game, it operates on... Horror games operate on simple rules. You have to have a way of escaping, you have a way of hiding, or preventing danger. Preventing death. There is no inventory. There's only a flashlight. We cannot run, we cannot crouch. I don't even think we can interact with stuff. But we shall see. We have heard a noise, possibly originating from inside of here. Alright, chat. I'll be honest, I'm more scared of oh, this place is abandoned. It could all be in the head. We cannot read that. Or can we? Oh. Yeah, those are all the controls. We cannot read them. This is a dark house, I do believe they're called. More paint. Oh, let's see. This is chemistry. HO. There's C. So there's hydrogen, there's carbon, there's oxygen. Alright, so someone has, for unknown reasons, decided to spray paint wait, is HI hydrogen? Or is something else? For some reason they've decided to use their hands to paint on the walls. No, these are not hands. These are... oh, maybe a stick, maybe a paintbrush. But yeah, for some reason they have decided to paint on the walls of this... dark house. That's how we're gonna call it. Beach house, dark house. Dark house, yeah. There's a radiator in here. No idea what that is. Barricaded. No, it's not barricaded door, it's simply a closed door, and we have no way to open it. We have a lantern, which is useless because we have a regular old flashlight. And there's the path. This is where we have spawned. Possibly been dropped off by someone. Ruined boat. Slightly rotten wood. Probably. Maybe. I cannot tell the age of wood. It is not one of my specialties. But it is clear that this is an island in a state of disrepair, at least this section of it. Ah. The choices. We have a first choice to make. Well, apart from which dark house one. Hey, there's a lighthouse. Can we enter the lighthouse? The true question is, can we do that? No, we have to go around. Unless... no, the door is blocked or never existed in the first place. Something kicked that door in. Oh, yeah, the stairs aren't operational. But yeah, this is more an atmospheric game. So I don't think there will be many jump scares. If there are jump scares. Alright. Well, if we go up, we can see what's down. And then we can just go back. But obviously going up also exposes us. No, it doesn't expose us. It puts us in a more favorable position. Who uses barbed wire for this? Honestly. Look at that. Who uses barbed wire for a fence that is not meant to contain animals or get people to stay away from a property? You're supposed to hold on to that if you're unsure what to do. If the wind are too strong, or there's many of you walking side by side instead of behind one another. You want a bed that goes into a cave? Because I'm 50% sure we're going to a cave. Oh, look. I'm just using mountaineering expertise to ignore this rockfall. The game is subtly guiding us towards going into the cave.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Which wouldn't be solid. Yeah, look, more paint. Who would have guessed? And look, a cave. Who would have guessed? Let's ignore the cave. We're gonna climb a mountain. No. Ah, wow. Tell me I'm stuck. I'm gonna restart the game. Okay, looks like we cannot further progress that way. Unless I... does this JPEG represent? A pack of cigarettes? Maybe some trash. This is definitely trash. Aha! This is a crab trap, I think. It's either a lobster or a crab trap. A crustacean. We'll just start with a crustacean crab. Ah, we can go up through here. Oh. In the shadow of the mountain.
At night, you can see the lights sometimes from a passing tanker or trawler. From up on the cliffs, they are mundane. But down here, they fugue into ambiguity. For instance, I cannot readily tell if they belong above or below the waves. The distinction now seems banal. Why not everything and all at once? There's nothing better to do here than indulge in contradictions whilst waiting for the fabric of life to unravel.
Oh god, we're playing a game of philosophy. I should have just played... Alright, so this is a ravine, there's a way up. We're playing a game of philosophy. Oh god. More trash. Do you believe we will see a person? I have no idea if the audio mixing is good or not. Oh, is that a... Oh, that's something. That's something, alright. Oh! Well, would you look at that? It is... It is a bird. It is a ship. It is a random circle drawn in... Let's see, does this look like the lighthouse? No, it does not. But it means something. Or maybe it means nothing. All in the head game. Which is why I'll continue watching through here. Until we stumble upon another cave. They haven't mentioned Lovecraftian...
Dear Esther,
Fuck you.
I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves. My forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
Okay, okay. You want to play that game, eh? You want to play that game? I'm pretty sure I still have it. No, I don't have it. No. I was about to read a little bit of a, you know, the Shadow over Innsmouth. You know, some H.P. Lovecraft. Where it seems we are going into a cave. Who would have guessed? You know what? Fuck this. I'm not going into a cave. We're going above. We're gonna go and see what's on top of this thing. Because honestly, I hate caves. I'm scared of dark spaces. I've seen that one movie where they go beneath and they go cave exploring and fucking die to some creatures or giant spiders. Claustrophobia and shit. That could... Oh, look at the game design. I can't tell if that's a stretched texture or if that's just how they wanted it to be. Just... yeah. When I do this, it will be just the FOV messing with me. Because it did change it from the initial. Or it could just be my mind playing tricks on me. But yeah, look at these walls so close together in a ravine leading into that cave. My god. It's level design that inspires claustrophobia. My god. All in the head. In the shadow of the mountain, I would like to settle down. I like that. I like that song. It's relaxing. Reminds me of New Whip. Reminds me of the Wild West. Man, playing Hard West 2 was a goddamn experience I enjoyed. Never could find a Joker. I needed to, but damn did I love that game. For a second I thought this was gonna be a blood trail. I was gonna see a dead body. I was gonna follow it. Because I played like, what was it called, Wild for 10 minutes. I followed a deer for half an hour.
The mount is clearly the focal point of this landscape. It almost appears so well placed as to be artificial. I find myself easily slipping into the delusional state of ascribing purpose, deliberate motive to everything here. Was this island formed during the moment of impact? When we were torn loose from our moorings and the seatbelts cut motorway lanes into our chests and shoulders, did it first break surface then?
I'll be honest, kind of zoned out for most of them. We have vertical climbing ability. I congratulated you for all of half a second until you invisible walled me. Oh, there's the violin. No, it's a cello.
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Wait, so, but who is the one talking? Is it our character? Is he reading a journal? Are these things simply being told to him as they are to us? Are we simply playing as ourselves? Or maybe as a character? Ooh, that's nice water. Where is the antenna? Oh, wait. What is that? That's a fence. Where's the antenna?
They were God-fearing people.
I
those
fucking hate this
shepherds.
man.
There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
You know, I was really amazed with the concept of every game being personalized. And then this man started talking every 10 meters. Look, she's gonna start talking the moment we reach the bottom. Hey, look, it's another fucking cave. What?
Dear Esther,
There it goes. 10
I
meters.
met Paul.
10 meters since. You know what? I'm
I
not
made
gonna
my own
listen
little
to.
pilgrimage.
Looks like
By
there is no
Damascus,
way to reach
a
it.
small semi-detached on the
We
outskirts
have
of
to go through
Wolverhampton.
one of the several caves.
We drank
I
coffee
don't know,
in his
fuck you.
kitchen and
I'm not
tried to
losing the
connect
battle with you,
to one
narrator. You and your
Although he knew I hadn't
philosophical
come in search of
bullshit of
apology,
random,
reason, or
randomly
retribution,
obtained
he
information
still
from
spiraled
unknown
in
sources.
panic,
Maybe
thrown
I'm just
high
being
and
told
lucid
this.
by his own
Maybe I'm
dented
trying to
bonnet.
contradict him by forcibly speaking.
Responsibility had made
Fuck.
him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I can't believe I can see it. I like a ship. I like a lighthouse. I like steam or fog. But no, I will not lose to narrator. I will not go into a cave, you think? I do not know how level design works. I am not a fool. There's the antenna. Oh? I heard that crackling of a radio. And you can't tell me I didn't. Because you guys heard it too. Of course it happened when once the radio tower came into sight. Because of course, why wouldn't it? I fucking hate you. Whoever made this fucking fence. You and your barbed wire. But yeah, pestilence on the island caused by the chalk. Those dead or near death come and just dig more
I
into the
dreamt I stood in
mountain.
the center of the sun,
I
and the
fucking
solar
did.
radiation cooked my heart from the inside. My teeth will curl and my fingernails
Oh
fall
really,
off
we're
into my
talking about
pockets like
dreams
loose
now.
change.
Well, let me tell you about
could stomach,
one of
I'd
my
eat,
dreams.
but all I seem
I
capable of
dreamed
is
that I
salt
was
water.
a woman.
With the livestock still here,
I had
I
a
could
nice
turn
rack
feral
as
and
far as I
gorge.
remember.
I
was in a
emaciated as a body on a
Facility
slab,
and had
opened
a
up for a premature
basically a
source
video
of
game
death.
perspective on myself.
I've rode to this island
For a
in the
moment,
heart
like I was
without
looking at a
bottom.
map,
All the
a 3D
bacteria
map,
of my gut rising up
and
to
then
sing to me.
I went into my fucking garden. No, not the garden. The whatchamacallit, yeah. It's not a farm. It's more like a garden where you just grow some vegetables. Not exactly farmland, but yeah. And I found myself a good hiding place. I was under a carriage. I know I was under something. Under a carriage or under some, whatchamacallit. I know there was hay involved. I heard the noise of a bird. And so I was aware of a timer. I saw it same as you would in a video game. Middle of the street. Middle of my vision. Top metal. But close to it running out, I was found. I was scared. For I didn't know what was going on. But then I was informed that it was a game. It was just a game. Oh, is this the Bible? That's a chemistry textbook. Is our man... Is this Dr. Heisenberg? Is this heaven? Is this hell? Am I gonna follow this stream up? Because it seems like a cool way to go that no one would expect. Of course, invisible wall protects me from interesting paths. Why would I ever want to do that? And that's about where the dream ended. I have no idea. Maybe that dream symbolized something. I do have an old, like, 2000s book about dreams somewhere. In the... What am I call them? Not the cellar. The room you use to just stow away stuff. Basically a closet. That's not really a closet. Ooh, look, dark passageway. Ooh, look. Rubbery. Oh, look, I might have seen a dark shadow, and or maybe I'm just imagining it. You truly wish me to go underground, don't you, Jim? Yeah, this is the only way. I'm not going all the way back to the first one. We're going down. Fire up the flashlight. The whole game is literally.
Dear Esther,
How can I
I
get
have now
him?
driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turnoff for Sanford and the welcome brake services, but although I can always see it in my rearview mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Well, gentlemen, we have a shipyard. A ship graveyard. What is that light? That's probably from a ship. Ah, but this is what the game designer would expect of you. To have seen the ships, and so thought it an interesting location for you to visit. And yeah, we shall follow the game designer. The director of this very much walking simulator. Maybe I should just fire up Game Shark. Download the cheat engine just to boost the game to double speed. Because we are walking. Is it a Bowie? Could just be a Bowie. Ah, look, a more traditional wooden fence. I wonder why that's there, as opposed to, you know, the beginning of the... Probably rotting away. But yeah, here we are shipping. He's probably gonna start talking again. Actually, he doesn't talk in these set pieces. They let you explore without being interrupted. Hey, there's a destination. At least the one I have chosen for myself. Because I do not wish to go underground. So why would I? To go where the worms are, where the crabs reside, where the fishmen live? Have you ever seen a real mermaid? They're fine creatures. Especially that one time when someone sawed a fish to a woman to show us how that would look like. I'm pretty sure that actually happened inside a fictional story. Or some video game. Or SCP. Oh wait. We can get a better view from here. Ooh.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
Okay, so let's see. Is that a... yeah, that's a boat. Well, I don't know. Maybe they just went through the boat, you know. Eat nor drink, neither did he and he, no, and something. I think it's an and neither, no, it's neither. Neither did he drink nor eat. The hermit probably, you know, sustained himself off of photosynthesis. Oh wait, he went into a cave. He probably sustained himself off like a fungal mushroom. What does a fungal mushroom need to survive? I don't know. But would you look at them? Rusty ships. Reminds me of Far Cry 1. The ship level. I am only remembering this because Last night I watched a 2-hour white light video on Far
I
Cry
had
4.
kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Ooh, we're getting some tragedy. We're getting some good old cry of fear. I am not
What
fun.
charnel house lies at the foot of this abyss? How many dead shepherds could fill this hole?
Why are you thinking of that? I am thinking of such terrible things. Who would do such a thing? But shepherds, religious iconography. For half a second there, I thought there was going to be no sound, but no, it was just loading up the next randomly generated track, probably. I see a house at the top. See a house there. See the rustling grass in front of me.
I've begun my ascent on the windless
fucking
slope
hate
of the
this man.
western side. The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors.
Ooh, they
My
used
neck is aching
lumber
through
to
constantly
mark the
craning my head
path.
up to track the light of the area.
That's actually
I must
real
look
nice.
downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Under the island, eh? Nah, we're not going under. This is not going under the hit VR game about you surviving. Okay. Oh, would you look at that? It's a starfish. It's that one starfish from the Suicide Squad. Of course, how could I forget his name? Would you look at the stables? Look, would you hear the common music? That means absolutely nothing. It means nothing to me. There's the tower. The one thing I'm looking for. I've made an arbitrary goal for myself so I can get our dopamine she wants to achieve it if it's possible. Yeah, for a second I thought I was gonna be like a totem or something. But yeah, this game is beautiful for its time. Maybe. I could see this being a picture someone would paint. But yeah. So
The
far,
bothy was constructed
of course, the
originally
moment I was
in
going to
early
talk about the story, the
1700s.
man decided he was
By
going to
then,
start talking.
shepherding had formalized
Shepherds.
into a career.
Shepherds.
The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
Well, are we soon going to be able to go and visit the white... Are the white lines beneath us? Is that another entrance to a cave? Of course it is. Why would there not be an underground civilization when there is so many other things? I do believe this is his house. Prepare for a
3
jump scare.
cormorants seen at dusk. They did not land. This house built of stone, built by a
Chance.
long-dead shepherd. Contents: my camp bed,
Lantern.
a stove, a table, chairs, my clothes, my books.
Now these are not lanterns.
The
I
caves
think
that
this is
score
not
out
a
the belly of
storm
this island,
lantern.
leaving it famished. My limbs and belly famished. This skin, these organs, this
It's more than
failing
normal.
eyesight.
Yeah, this
When
was
the
like the
battery runs out in
17.
my torch,
There's
I will
paint.
descend into the
Paint hasn't
caves
been
and follow
created
only
until the
phosphorescence glow.
1800s. Oh, would you look at that? A bird. Not even scary. Ooh, would you look at this? They used paint to paint something. Oh my, it's the Rorschach test, of course. It's the stars. Or it's the clouds. Or it's two people fucking each other. Surely. Artistic talent on true display. Well, it looks like finally. We will have to... No, we will not. But you, game, for making me think for even half a second that I will have to go in the way that it's not going to put me. Oh, would you look at this? Is this a grave? My god, such a random sound. Oh, would you look at that? Something more. Now the big question is, how far up can we get before we reach an invisible wall? No, not far enough. How do I reach the radio tower? How do I signal for assistance, for help? I'm stranded in this island of my mind, my forever loneliness, or being displayed by the video game talking to me instead of me and the audience, because there is no audience. Unless I am the audience and someone else is playing the video game. But who would be playing the video game if I'm here? Who will be watching this? No one. It's the other people I see watching the fucking VTuber. My jealousy and hate towards them grows ever still. Ooh, it's a cave. Now we find out we don't have to go into a cave. Maybe. First we'll go see white lions though. There's also a bigger cave over there. Now I went to a cave once. I was in Bosnia. It was a small cave. At least the part I was able to explore without climbing gear.
Was going insane.
I have no climbing experience, mountain climbing experience, cave
to be trusted.
diving experience,
Many of his claims are
swimming
unsubstantiated,
experience.
and although he does paint a colourful picture,
I am, of
much of what he
course,
says
an
may have
average
been
person,
derived
an
directly
average
from his
normie,
father.
who simply wishes to be
But I've
included
been
in
here,
something that
and
is
I know,
much
as
larger than
Donnelly
himself.
did, that this place is always half
So
imagined.
he can feel something without
Even
leaving the
rocks and
comforts of his
caves will
home.
shimmer and blur with the right
But that will
eye.
forever be a part of this game, making me talk. So, because the gameplay is so fucking stupid. Oh, it's an award-winning game.
They found Jakobsen in the early
Oh,
spring.
really? This time you only took
Thor had only just
half a
come.
meter before you start
Even
talking
though he'd been
again.
dead nearly
My
7 months,
God.
his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not
And
even
that's why
begun
I'm
to
telling you, boys,
decompose.
storm lanterns. That's what you
Struggled
need to
halfway down the
use.
cliff path,
I'm pretty sure I
perhaps
saw a
looking for
YouTube
some
video
lost
on him.
goat, or
Of
perhaps in
course, there's a
delirium
YouTube video on
and
anything.
expired,
What's that?
curled
You want to
into a
learn how to
claw right
fuck?
under the
There's a
winter
YouTube
moon.
video for it.
Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot. But he is proving an unreliable witness.
Wow. Who the fuck is this Donnelly fella? Oh, I think I heard a crow. Maybe the showing of a radio tower. Now these are the remains of a boat. Yeah, one boat. Long since abandoned.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I
What?
think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I
What
struggled
you
back to the
can't
bottom to
climb out?
rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end. The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found their purpose. They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
So you broke an ankle and you're climbing up. This one goes down. No way does this one go up. This one goes up. This is not even a cave. This is more like an underpass. I thought it was a rotten stray from Elden Ring. I always thought this was a rotten stray from Elden Ring. Activate flashlight. Of course, we have to go underground. Of course you won't activate the flashlight. I like caves and I hate caves at the same time. Aha! Moon. Ah, so of course he has shown me the future. We get breathing from our character? My god.
Donnelly's addiction is my one true constant. Even though I wake in false dawns and find the landscape changing, flowing inconstantly through my tears, I know his reaching is always upon me.
Am I dead? Have I gained the ability to see at night? Did I break my ankle and now I will be forced to walk even slower? There's a candle here. There is no stalls. It's surprisingly that we didn't break our fucking neck on that fall. Ooh, are these stalagmites, stalactites, or an Imperial ambush made by the Imperial Guard? The effort to catch the great criminal Zolch Grimslash on his adventures to claim what may be the greatest treasure of all time, his own sanity. Who could have guessed that? Fluorescent mushrooms, eh? I've played Dying Light 2. I know you can be ground into a powder and given me superpowers. Oh, two choices, eh? Several choices, eh?
I first saw him sat by the side of the road. I was waiting for you to be cut out of the wreckage.
Fool.
The car looked like it had been dropped from a great height.
You fool.
The guts of the engine spilled over the tarmac, like water underground.
We're going upwards. That is my decision. Wow, look, it's actually beautiful. Can you please stand the fuck up? It's actually a beautiful sight. Are we going down again? Nope, that is not the way up, so we are not going to go down it. It is a beautiful sight though, and should make for a lovely wallpaper. Ah, finally, I can walk like a normal person. I am not gonna be drowned out by the singing of some woman. Oh really? Oh really, you're gonna tell me haunted, eh? Ooh, look boys, schematics. Oh, now look, it's randomized signs. Oh look, it is fluorescent blue paint being created here. Want me to tell you what this all means? It means there is no way to continue here other than to go and fall into a bloody hole. Ooh, swimming section. Just kidding, there is no swimming section. Any of you who might have been excited by the prospect of swimming, water, moisture, moist critical, a penguin, Antarctic ice, ice cream. What's that there will be swimming, boys? There is no swimming, this is just walking underwater. You know, like a Big Daddy from Bioshock. And steampunk is actually a very interesting setting. Because it's all like clocks, clock mechanisms, and fire and steam. I like fire. Yeah. Anyway, since the last stream I wrote down the ideas for 2 more characters. On Sunday we're going to be having a session 0, so that's going to be interesting. No flashlight yet. Okay. I'll accept it. Ooh, no choice but to go up. Perfect. I want it to go up. I want to see the radio tower. Would you look at that? We're now walking on the very slippery stones that could kill us at any moment. And could force us to backtrack. No, don't you dare. And could force us to backtrack. No, why would I ever want to backtrack? Man, Aliens Fireteam was a fun game to play with my friend. but it wasn't as fun as Aliens Colonial Marines, where me and my friend have played the game and the DLCs, and it was an entertaining experience. I do not know if we played with the AI good or AI bad, but it was fun. Oh, here we go, boys. Claustrophobia. Don't kill too much of the spores, you might turn into an orc. Ooh, look at us sliding so efficiently. Like a snake. Maybe we're a humanoid serpent. Maybe a worm.
If the caves are my guts, this must be the place where the stones are first formed. The bacteria phosphoresce.
Alright, the
and
game
rise,
is larger
seared
than
through
I
the
expected.
tunnels. Everything here is bound by the rise and fall.
Oh wait, I
like a
expected an
tide.
underground city.
Perhaps the whole
Therefore,
island
this is
actually
not
underwater.
larger than I expected. You fools. Aha, of course. HOOH and NH2. Told you it was fucking chemistry. Someone smarter than me, who knows chemistry, could probably tell you what that means. But no, I cannot. For I'm not a chemistry teacher. I'm just a man seeking a radio tower. Much like what Ubisoft wants us to do in every game. What's that open world? Watchtower. Here's a radio tower. You must climb a high place so you can observe your surroundings and get a map of it. But if I just fall and broke my neck? Impossible. Wow, look. It is mushrooms aplenty. Does this guide me up? No, it guides me to an invisible wall. A barrier too high for me to climb. I cannot...
This cannot be the shaft they threw the goats into.
What?
It cannot be the landfill where the parts of your life that would not burn ended up. It cannot be the chimney that delivered you to the skies. It cannot be the place where you rained back down again to fertilize the soil and make small flowers in the rocks.
I could go under. I could go under. But I won't. Candles. This means closer to habitation. This means the Master Steel. Of course. The secret to the Master. Behold, the Masters. Us taken. Aha. The secret to crafting the most durable material, hidden within the walls of a cave in some forgotten fucking place. Has someone made a good map for people to use that one Gmod plugin that throws dots everywhere that light up the place? Find it. Frail, and it to be frail, and it shall be a bonus, bogus, Venus, beater. It shall be a run help, and it shall be a, I think it's R, maybe a P. I have no idea what these letters are. Maybe runaways help. Maybe. You'll try to read fucking fluorescent mushrooms. It's not even, it's fluorescent paint they made from these mushrooms. Their main export was some farmland, some goats, and many fluorescent mushrooms. These glow in the dark, but they absorb the power of the moon. Ground them into powder and you can see the stars at any given opportunity. Was I crouching the entire fucking time? Oh really? You wanna play that game, eh? Let's do it. I'm not scared of fish. A friend of mine is. Serious Samfish. Fucking terrified them as a child. Then again, they did me as well. I mean, they are serious Samfish after all. They shoot lightning at you, they come at you at murky water at those rapids. There is no... Is this simply... Is this a metaphor for a descent into madness? Really again. We're gonna go down. Again. Holy shit, we found it. We found the underground city. Aha, I knew I could find it. I love that Skybox. I love that Skybox. Is this the end? We'll finally wait. Either this is small or I'm big. Oh wait, I can swim. I have just discovered the unique new ability. I can swim, much like in Counter-Strike using my mouse. Who would have guessed that I could possess an ability to swim in a video game that it's all in the head? Maybe I just hit my head. Why did you slow down? Is this the end to finally coming to you? Are you gonna speak again? Is the pathway suddenly gonna prolong? Did you oh, you son of a bitch, if you make me fall into a hole, I'll kill you. Aha, fuck you. Ah, it must have only slowed me down so it could do that moment. But my eyes adjusted to the darkness. I fucking hate the dark, boys. I told you this on many an occasion. Aha! That's the moon. That's the moon rising. Where's the radio tower? He's at a ship graveyard. Now we have made it to the other side. I told
wish I
you.
could have known Donnelly in this place. We would have had so much to debate. Did
Told
he
you.
take these stones or did I? Who left the pots in the hut by the jetty? Who formed the museum under the sea? Who fell silently to his death into the frozen waters? Who erected this godforsaken aerial in the first place? Did this whole island rise to the surface
It's
of my
the
stomach,
same.
forcing the gulls
It's
to take
always
flight?
same. Now we could go over there. But of course, first we should investigate this. I hate this piano. I hate this piano, it's killing my fucking ears. You truly wanna fight me, eh? I would despise classroom music forever on. But now with our newfound ability to swim, we can explore new places. Fire, it beckons me. You fool. You have given me alternative paths for me to reach my goal. Finally, I'll be able to scale this cliff. No, I will not. But I will be able to reach my goal. What do you mean by pot? Underwater museum. Is this someone's Minecraft project? That would explain everything. The music is just note blocks. Very carefully placed around the map. With player sensors, of course. I should have known. Is this a graveyard? Hey, look, it's a graveyard. Maybe. Who said something about a graveyard? Or is it a graveyard?
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
I killed him. I killed him on purpose. Is that a face? Or is it something made to look like a face? Is it a computer? It is. It is indeed a computer. Operating tools. I half expected to turn around and then see a surgeon behind me, a serial killer perhaps. But no, this is not that type of game. This is the type of game that will make me fucking lose my mind to its fucking music. Oh, thank God, it stopped. Now I can enjoy the actual noises of nature. The sand beneath my feet, the ocean waves, the wind. This is why you go to a beach, to relax. There it is, boys. We're so close. I look more fluorescent paint. Nope, fuck you. I'm not going inside, I'm going around. I want to go to that tower. Oh wait, that's a candle. Who lit all these candles? Is that a hole? No, that's an arrow. Maybe it's a grave? It is... It is the remains of a car accident. I'm not drunk at all. I purposely wanted to kill both of us. Of course. Makes so much logical sense. For a second I thought I was an actual
There
live
were
fish.
chemical diagrams on the mug he gave me coffee
What?
in, sticky at the handle where his hands shook. He worked for a pharmaceutical company with an office based on the outskirts
Ah
of
shit, would I need to look at this
Then
again?
travelling back from a sales conference in Exeter, forming a strategic vision for the peddling of antacid yogurt to the European market. You could trace the connections with your finger, join the dots, and whole new compounds would be summoned into activity.
A light from heaven. Dan Sechbalici. Welcome to the stream. Shone, a light from heaven shone around. If it says around the world, I'm up. Shone around him. Okay, it didn't say around the world. I'm happy. I'm happy they didn't go for the low blow. But yeah, welcome to the stream, my man. How was your day? My man, woman, person, whatever Americans choose to identify this time of the year. Welcome to the stream. You son of a bitch, I need to do that. Okay, let's see. I need to go, yeah, I need to go up there. My current goal is to get to the radio tower. Welcome to Dear Esther. A game that has an H that is silent. Oh man, you've been playing through Indigo Prophecy. I've seen gameplay. I've heard.
From here,
You
I
see,
could see my arm.
Dear Esther might be a masterpiece,
I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you.
but
If
I'm
I'd have
really
ever
not
made it to
feeling the
mainland,
RNG in
but
it.
instead collected at the
It
bottom
might
of
be
my
on a
rucksack,
second playthrough that
and
we'll be
I
able to
spread them out
hear
along the lost beach.
my own thoughts,
Then I
and
took
not the
each and every
narrator
one, and I folded
that
them
is
into
gonna
boats.
tell me, oh, it's in
I
all in
folded
the
you
head,
into the creases,
because
and
that's
then,
what the fucking same
as the
page
sun
tells you.
was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered
Aha.
into 21 pieces, I consigned
Finally,
you to the
a
Atlantic.
way to go up.
And I sat
Perfect.
here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Oh, he means these. I so enjoy the narrator starting talking like 10 minutes before the actual event he is talking about, I can see. Such as falling down and breaking his ankle. Tells me 5 minutes. Oh, 2 minutes. Before I myself fall down a big hole. And maybe break my ankle. I don't know. Because this is all in the head game. Because of course it is. The Steam page told me so. Oh, so it could maybe not be all in the head. Oh, would you look at that? The mad ramblings of a lunatic, scribbled upon the wall. Ah, another ramp. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying the atmosphere when there is no music and there is no narrator. Just this, the wind, the sand beneath my feet as I walk, the waves. This is just relaxing. And I love it. The radio tower is simply a door made for myself because I do not want to go underground. Yet I still needed to go underground for me to reach the radio tower. Probably a metaphor for if you want to go up, for sometimes you have to go down. Or in this case, you must go down. But anyways, let's attempt to read what it says here on the bird's nest. But yeah, why would you play? Oh yeah, because Indeed a Prophecy has like choices to make. It's a David Cage game. I feel like David Cage is just a meme at this point. What's that? Your game has choices in it? Maybe it was made by David Cage. Let's see. On a sudden, a light from heaven shone around him. Maybe it's supposed to say all of a sudden. And he fell to the ground. All of a sudden, the light shone. What is this? The story of Icarus. How did he ascend? What path did he walk up on? I am missing context. And I shouldn't be, because I've been reading every message I encountered. Except some of these narrator messages I just ignored. Because it's the fucking narrator and he started getting on my nerves like half an hour in. Then I started commenting, trying to comment it on the game over him. Then I gave him the victory. Because I was running out of things to talk about in the short span of time, so I could outspeak him. Because I'm truly not an interesting person. But yeah, so far the things we know, maybe, is digging the mountain might cause disease, kill the entire fucking island, because of course it is.
When Paul keeled over dead on the road to Damascus,
Who the
they
fuck is
resuscitated
Paul?
him by hitting him in the chest with stones gathered by the roadside. He was lifeless for 21 minutes. Certainly long enough for the oxygen levels in his brain to have decreased and caused hallucinations and delusions of transcendence. I'm running out of painkillers, and the moon has become almost unbearably bright.
Aha, look at it. Another attempt to make me go down into... Go down. A metaphor. But there are two paths you can make. One towards the light and one towards the darkness, all leading to the same destination. I am on to your metaphorical game. You cannot slip this past me. I have seen a pyrocynical video. I have watched White Light in praise of shadows. Face full of eyes.
I've begun my voyage in a paper boat
Shit, who
without a
else
bottom.
doesn't?
I will fly to the
Game
moon.
theory, film
I've been
theory,
folded along
not
space and
full
time,
theory though.
weakness in the sheet of life.
Aha, the white.
Now you've settled on the opposite side of the paper to me.
Okay,
I can see your
and
traces in the ink that soaks
let me
through
just
the fiber,
see if I wanna
the
fall.
pulped vegetation.
as
When we
he
become waterlogged and the
was-
cage disintegrates, we will intermingle. When this paper aeroplane leaves the cliff edge and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
was proceeding on his journey. Which way is correct? Which way is correct? This game is a masterpiece. Really. Eden Finch had more gameplay. This is just a walking simulator. And as he was proceeding on his journey and has come near near you. If I fall into a hole because I want to read this, I would kill people. Euphorious? Euphorious? Maybe I'll have a better set of it. Ah, look, it's a chorus in the soundtrack. Who would have fucking guessed? Oh, look, it's another end. It's another end, boys. And he was.
If only Donnelly had experienced this, he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am
And he
becoming
was
this island,
there.
so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Without shit? No. Shift. Sight. And he was there. Pretty sure it's no. And he was there days without sight, and neither did he eat nor you really? Are these all the oh, here's the end of the game. These are all the randomly generated messages you have probably encountered so far if you have followed all the signs. If the actual fucking tower was the end of the game, I'll be happy, because that means I made the right decision in choosing not to go down, instead going up towards the sky. I should have died. A good person. But yeah, I'm gonna make a Chenchu Road, and I'm gonna name him Slipknot. He's gonna talk using mostly a woman's voice from his own
in the tunnels of my
gang.
island without a bottom. The sea creatures have risen to the surface, but the gulls are not here to carry them back to their nests. I've become fixed, open and staring, an eye turned on itself. I've become an infected leg whose tracking lines form a perfect map of the junctions of the M5. I will take the exit at mid-thigh and plummet to my Esther.
What do you mean? If I just go to game theory, Dear Esther is probably gonna be a fucking. Oh, here's what had happened. I mean, they're already starting to explain what's going on. You know, it's all in the head. This all means something. Danger. Authorized personnel keep out. Okay, how the fuck do I read this? And, of course, just everything starts with an end, because that's proper grammar. I have to get higher so I can see. And something past that as... Oh, I hate you, Jen. Really? I have to walk all the way back to the house so I can read this? Ooh, you're making me angry, Phil. Can't even climb on that so I can get Dorset. And it came to pass that as... And it came there to pass. And it came to pass man, I really wish I was playing Return to Obra Dinn. And it came to pass that as and it came to pass that as I made my journey, look, it's another fucking end, and was something. And was something... Really? It wants me to fall off a cliff? Really, game? For a second I thought it was a dialogue option or a command prompt that just came up with those flowers. Something new. And so I already forgot the fucking line. Bright, you want me to read an entire fucking mountain? Yeah, that's not happening. Unless I didn't find the ability to fly. No way I can read this. From heaven. This is literally everything that came. Light round about me and could not see.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet,
For the
sideways,
glory
whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us.
that
I'm
light
about this night in walking, old bread and gull bones, old Donnelly at the bar gripping his drink, old Esther walking with our children, old Paul as ever, old Paul.
led by
he shakes and he shivers
the
and he turns off his lights alone.
hand of them, and it could not be seen that he is being led by the hand of them. Oh, the storm is approaching, and the storm is approaching. I am not reading you. I'm not reading this. I'm reading this backwards. Me, were there with me that were with me that were with me came into I came into Damascus. Damascus. The fuck does it all mean? What are you? I'll be following the same road and see if I find any differences. If this is the end of the game. We're speedrunning the game.
We will leave twin vapor trails in the air, white lines etched into these rocks.
Aha!
Dear Esther, I have burnt my belongings, my books, this death certificate. Mine will be written all across this island. Who was Jakobsen? Who remembers him? Donnelly has written of him, but who was Donnelly? Who remembers him? I have painted, carved, hewn, scored into this space all that I could draw from him. There will be another to these shores to remember me. I will rise from the ocean like an island without bottom, come together like a stone, become an aerial, a beacon, that they will not forget you. We've always been drawn here. One day the gulls will return and nest in our bones and our history. I will look to my left and see Esther Donnelly flying beside me. I will look to my right and see Paul Jakobsen flying beside me. They will leave white lines carved into the air to reach the mainland, where help will be sent.
Nope, can't move. Damn, that's impressive airtime. What? He's flying? What is this? Is this Journey? Nah, I'm just kidding. I was honestly thinking it was a story about suicide. How after the loss of his friend, he committed suicide or some shit. Maybe, I don't know. All in my head, remember? Yeah, and maybe it's real, maybe it isn't. Japan is a little heavy-handed on what emotion it wants you to feel. I personally am not a big fan of whatever the fuck is screaming in the background right now. Sorry, it's singing. Whatever's singing in the background right now. It's a little annoying. Oh look, it's the paper boats. Wow, what a mediocre game.
Come back.
What a fucking mediocre game, in my personal opinion. Oh, it's the oh yeah, it's the Chinese. I forgot the Chinese room made this. Gotcha. We are just the main menu now. Gotcha. Let's see if we choose start. Beyond the caves beacon. The White House beyond caves beacon. You saved in the end of each chapter. Okay, let me just check one thing really quick. Every playthrough a unique experience for anime generated audio, visuals, and events. They put the source engine to new levels of beauty. As I found it. Similar story you've never experienced in the game before. And the game to highest AAA standards. Stunning soundtrack. When was the game released? Maybe 2015. Bruh, people complain links are dead. I got her off the site. No, she fucking there. Complaint. Okay. Let us do another run, and then we do one with director's commentary.
Dear Esther, the gulls do not land here anymore. I've noticed that this year they seem to shun the place. Maybe it's the depletion of the fishing stock driving them away. Perhaps it's me. When he first landed here, Donnelly wrote that the herds were sickly, and their shepherds the lowest of the miserable classes that populate these Hebridean islands.
Oh, no, it's the same.
300 years later, even they have departed.
Alright, this time there is no audio cue in this place. That's about the same. We're gonna be doing the same path, and next time we're gonna be... Then in the third playthrough we're gonna be doing a different path. Because I want to experience the randomization. That's the main thing I wanted out of this game. The exact same path. Like the exact same path, I say. I shall be going with the exact same path. Maybe something different will happen. Ooh, was that wind the same? Maybe it's different. Fuck you, fine. Let's see, what time is it actually? Because I do need to go and open up the store. So my mom can drive in the car, in the garage at the store. Oh, it is a store, more or less. I think the rain has stopped falling. Gotcha. This is the same. We'll see. My memory is also pretty shoddy of this.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit.
This is the
a holy man
same.
who sought solitude in its most pure form.
Same.
Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with that
Cannot
chapter.
succeed.
Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of
Yeah,
fever
and this is just
116
second playthrough,
years
so
later.
maybe, maybe
The
there
shepherds
is
left gifts for him at the mouth
something
of the cave,
more to it.
but Donnelly
Maybe I'm just
reports
getting
they
bad
never claimed
RNG.
to have seen him.
Yeah, I'm getting
I have
exactly the
visited
same
the cave
dialogue.
and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
And did I need to go down? No, I didn't. Did I? Maybe I did. We shall use the exact same path, so it will take us about the exact same time to do it. So yeah, welcome to the next hour and a half. No, the next hour, where we are just seeing if the game is truly randomized, if it's bullshit. I could just look at the Steam reviews, but I won't. I'll look through my goddamn pirate site reviews. Not even reviews, comments. For them to tell me. Yeah, the game is good. Yeah, the game is bad. Man, I remember this edition actually sucks compared to the original version.
Reading Donnelly by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Alright, I think that's different. I think that's different now than there was the first time. Look. So that is what you're supposed to do. Oh, we'll be getting the White Stripes dialogue. About disease.
When someone had died or was dying,
there it is.
or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts.
Truly.
My lines are just for this. To keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Not there.
I quote directly. A motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this
No,
case,
this is where we had the
very gravity of
conversation
that
about
term,
they had a
forsaken by God, seems to
Bible.
find its very
They
apex.
they give this
It appears to me
someone
that
else
Donnelly too found
every 2
those
years,
who wander this shoreline to be adrift from
and then a
any
monk
chance of
chain. What the
redemption.
fuck is that? And then a
Did he
monk
include
chain.
himself in
I
that
thought this was
comment?
like a troll or some shit. That a monk came and stole it or something. I remember this. It was only an hour ago. But yeah, looks like some of this.
I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton.
So there is some
We
randomized
drank
dialogue.
coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
Okay. So yeah, we're experiencing some different downloads, some the same downloads. But yeah, I was truly hoping for more. If I want to be honest, I was hoping for more. Still, the map is beautiful. I didn't even know this is the source engine.
I've become convinced I'm not alone here, even though I'm equally sure it is simply a delusion brought upon by circumstance. I do not, for instance, remember where I found the candles, or why I took it upon myself to light such a strange pathway. Perhaps it is only for those who are bound to follow.
Interesting. Not a download we have seen, but you were there for that. Maybe. Are we gonna do a third with the director's commentary? Maybe. Do I want another voice speaking inside my head? Alright, let's see. Is this gonna be Butch and yeah, chemistry? Yeah, randomized events. Yeah, fuck that shit. There ain't no fucking randomized events. It's bullshit. Randomized storylines, more like it. Unless, you know, bad RNG. Because, of course, that's also a factor. RNG. Random generated number. I can't wait until I play. We have session 0 this Sunday. Let's see, I have Tor, Damek, the Archaeologist, Tort Barbarian. I have the character we made together. Oh yeah, this is supposed to have to go down here.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5
Yeah, it's the same
between
one.
Exeter and Bristol over 21 times.
Have Andrea, the
Although I have all
Pyromancer,
reports and all the
mage
witnesses,
with sad
and cross-reference them
backstory.
within a millimeter using my ordnance
Shades during the
survey maps,
night.
I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's
Now
somewhere
then,
between
take a
the turn off
left
for
here.
Salford
I'll take
and the
it
Welcome Break
here.
services. But although I can always see it in my rearview mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
I'll take a left here and then proceed down. Because we haven't explored the left side here, because we immediately found that we had to go there. Yeah, because we immediately went for the graveyard. And didn't even bother to go up here. Because I was like, oh, let's follow what the game designer wants us to see. Is it simply gonna take me? Yeah, it's simply gonna take me over there. Do I need a crosshair? Do you guys want a crosshair? No? Okay. What would the crosshair achieve in a situation like this? Would it suddenly turn into an FPS just as I have pulled out a crosshair? Is it pulling out a gun in Texas? You ready to draw? You draw, you ready to
I've
fire?
begun to wonder if Donnelly's voyage here was as prosaic as it was presented. How disappointed not to have found the bones of the holy man.
Yeah, we didn't have this
No
conversation.
wonder he hated the inhabitants so. To him, they must have seemed like barnacles mindlessly clinging to a mercy seat. Why cling so hard to the rock? Because it is the only thing that stops us from sliding into the ocean. Into oblivion.
But then again, we didn't do this side. I cannot remember every conversation. Nor do I wish to. But now that we know where to go, we can just... It looks beautiful though. Still wide the barbed wire. Maybe because they didn't have any other wire. Ooh. Sorry about that. But someone could seriously hurt themselves on it. Since, you know, it's slippery, you could, you know, go to grab it and accidentally grab the bar part. And you will never encounter the bloody... You'll never find penicillin over here. Unless you brought it with you. Or a doctor. Deadbeat. You're a dead person. Now, is it beginning to storm? In the game or in real life, sometimes it's hard to separate fiction from reality. Yeah, we have to go this way. I don't think there was a conversation if we go to the edge of that. Wait. Yeah, because we have to go down. Not through there, but through there.
I had kidney stones and
Ah,
you
there it
visited
is.
me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged
Yeah, there it
and
is again.
anesthetic.
Who would have
Your
known?
outline
Who
and
would
your
have
speech
guessed
both
it would be
blurred.
so...
Now my
So
stones
like
have grown
this.
into an island and made their escape.
Let's see, who else
you
do I
have been rendered
have?
opaque by the car of a drunk.
Of course, I already told you about the good old... Good old Chanku road named Slipknot after the Slipknot from the famous after the famous character Slipknot, the man who can climb anything. Truly, the most powerful creature in the DC universe. Because what are you gonna do against him?
I've
He can
begun my
climb
ascent
anything.
on the windless slope of the western side.
Of course.
The setting sun was an inflamed eye squeezing shut against the light shone in by the doctors. My neck is aching through constantly craning my head up to track the light of the aerial. I must look downwards, follow the path under the island to a new beginning.
Oh, look at this, boys. This time there is nothing here. Maybe there will be. Let's see, is the pentagram still there? Will it still play the sound? Yeah, randomized my ass. Oh, here's a couple of different dialogue options I was sometimes playing. Wow, it's so nuanced. It is unclear Jane that could all be in the head. Wow. What was that? Cry of Fear Jane play? No. Cry of Fear horror elements? No. Have you heard the music? Yes, it's hard not to hear it. Since everything is tied to the same audio mixing.
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s.
Same.
By then, shepherding had formalized into a career.
Ugh.
The first
You
habitual
can
shepherd
actually
was a man
hear
called
me falling
Jakobsen,
asleep.
from a lineage of migratory
Surely.
Scandinavians.
We have
He
reached
was
the
not considered a man
new.
of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him either.
What? Poppy Playtime Chapter 3, Jane Tearley? Who would have guessed? Oh look, it is same thing. It is same thing here. I go inside.
When the oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by.
Ooh,
When I've
we
pulled the
don't.
last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
Okay, that's new dialogue. We will need to go down there, but let's first check. Will it appear or is it randomized? If we go here. My god, it did appear. Who would have thought? Oh wait, we never actually checked. Just the stables are down there. And so we never actually checked these stables. My god, same game, same game, different dialogue. My god, David Cage, is that you? And in the third time we're gonna use a different path. Can't just jump off here. No, they put the fence so you can't just jump. You have to walk. You fool, you didn't put a fence here. I'm actually scared of the little jump.
Come back.
What? Bruh. Actual death mechanics? What? It's all dream. No, when you die in a dream, you die in real life. Can't be all in a dream metaphor. Alright, so what is the limit we can fall from without?
What to make of Donnelly, the laudanum and the syphilis? It is clearly not how he began, but I've been unable to discover if the former was a result of his visiting the island or the force that drove him here. For the syphilis, A drunk driver smashing his insides into a pulp as he stumbled these paths, I can only offer my empathy. We're all
we had a
victims of our
similar
age.
conversation.
My disease is the internal combustion engine and the cheap fermentation of yeast.
Okay, can I save a few seconds? Hell yeah. Speed run, boys. Speed run. We're speed run, dear Esther. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Then again, I never speed run anything in my life. Maybe. There was a few games where I think I might have done it. Nah. Yeah, I mean, there's a few games I just install and play through every once in a while. Watch No Light in Tunnel. No Light in Tunnel. New game. Different game. Oh wait, let me just take
Climbing
a
down to the
different
caves,
angle.
I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and
Oh
the
wait,
pain
it's
is
same.
crashing in
It's
on waves.
same
winter
conversation.
tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones.
So I found what I'm
I
gonna
struggled
watch
back
after
to the
this.
bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end.
Still, I can
The
get this
medical
off my
supplies I looted
list.
from the trawler
Maybe
have
the
suddenly
Lost
found their
City's gonna be
purpose.
the next one.
They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
So it's nice ambience though. Yay, we fall down. Loading. Takes 2 seconds.
From here, this last time, I have understood there is no turning back. The torch is failing along with my resolve. And hear the singing of the sea creatures from the passages above me, and they are promising the return of the gulls.
I'm pretty sure that was pretty sure that was a different one than the one we had last time. How deep is this water? Will it lead me to the water dimension? Maybe that's something for the... Nah, I'm just gonna... You know what, boys? You wanna play this game? Hop onto the VOD on my YouTube channel. I'm just gonna give you a download link. Like I do with every game. Or most of the games. Well, I do every game now. Since who's gonna pay for fucking party hard? But yeah, Dan Sechbalici, or is it Barizzo? We activate the conversation here, then we go there.
There is no other direction, no other exit from this motorway.
We already
Speeding
had the
past
same
this
analogy.
junction, I saw you waiting at the roadside, a one last drink in your trembled hands.
Yeah, we had that one, pretty sure. But we have the one where he says you were not drunk at all. Maybe, maybe not. Can I beat the game before I need to go and open up the garage? Maybe I will. We'll be able to escape the underwater section. Now that we know we can swim. And we will never drown, for it is a dream. Such is the life. I'm still playing for Elden Ring. Still on the mage playthrough, does he know me? I like that game. I like 400 hours in it. Not a lot by some standards, but it's good. It's good by mine. Oh, can't go that way again. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? Game never change. Game stays same. I truly expected a totally different experience than what I got. No, I basically had the same story. But yeah, if you guys want to play through this with a developer commentary on, not developer commentary, director's commentary on, I'll just provide you with a download link. I think it's like, the game is huge, it's like 2 gigabytes maybe, more or less. And Iron Man has like 10 gigabytes minimum nowadays, so it ain't been a problem. Still, I truly hope that Stalker 2 does not have any NFTs, and it's a good game. Because I played Stalker 1, Stalker 3, no mods, base game, because you know me.
In my final dream, I sat at peace with Jakobsen and watched the moon over the Sandford Junction. Goats grazed on the hard shoulder, the world gone to weed and redemption. He showed me his fever scars, and I mine, between each shoulder the nascency of flight.
Alright, that's a new one, and that's a new one. I'm not going down either of those pathways. Why? Because in the known, I am not afraid. You know, it's like Dark Souls. Once you beat something, now that I know the game, I don't particularly get scared by anything in it. You know, except darts. Just fuck those bastards. Sure, you fuck them. Man. Maybe I will become more popular once I get a face jam. Once you can see my ugly mother over here in the darkness of my unmade room. The couch my dog sometimes goes to sleep on. No, he doesn't use it to sleep anymore. Mostly because it's used for pillows and such.
When I was coming round from the operation, I remember the light they shone in my eyes to check for pupil contraction. It was like staring up at a moonlit sky from the bottom of a well. People moved at the summit, but I could not tell if you were one of them.
Ooh, this is one of the few mentions of a you. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to read any of this. There wasn't a lot of writing on the walls this time around. I think away from being a city, and it shall be a burning heap. We're crouching. That explains it. That explains why we're so low to the ground. Just try to ignore it. Alright, I think those are different words since the last time. Probably. I wanted the chance of them being the same, like 50-50. 1 and 3. Oh god, it's this one. The game is a masterpiece. Indigo Prophecy is a masterpiece. Look at me basically floating above the water. I'm Jesus. Bruh. There is that one game that's still in development that I more or less enjoy. Can't remember its name. It's Gloomhaven? Gloomwood? It's one or the other. Alright, let's see. Watch. Oh look, it's exactly the same. Well, it is a highway. It is a man that, no, it is operating table. I think they used to be cars. Yeah, you move far away from it, it will just instantly transport you back. Okay, boys, I need to speedrun this. In a few minutes, I need to go and open up this garage. Still, it's a beautiful game. Now, I would have guessed this was a Source engine. Or maybe, oh yeah, it's slow walk into him start into music. And as soon as we cross this gap, it would reload in stream. Yeah, they force you to go slowly so you can hit that high note as soon as you walk over. Okay, we got this. At this point we're just speedrunning, aren't you? Oh, I think this is a different soundtrack. Different track from the first time. Yeah.
The moon over the Sanford Junction, headlights in your retinas. Donnelly drove a grey hatchback without a bottom. All the creatures of the tarmac rose to sing to him. All manner of symbols crudely scrawled across the cliff face of my unrest. My life reduced to an electrical diagram. All my gulls have taken flight. They will no longer roost on these outcrops.
Okay, paint.
The lure of the moon over the Sanford Junction is too strong.
Alright, that is a different conversation than we had last time. Are these exactly the same positions of candles? Let's see, over there should be paper boats. We'll see if he says anything near these candles. Pictures of...
Dear Esther, I find each step harder and heavier. I drag Donnelly's corpse on my back across these rocks, and all I hear are his whispers of guilt, his reminders, his burnt letters, his neatly folded clothes. He tells me I was not drunk at all.
That's a different tone of voice than last time, but it's the same text. Here we have a recitation machine. There isn't a lot of painting this time around. Maybe I've just not noticed it in my rush to beat the game, to finish it. Maybe. Who would know? But soon it shall be the conversation about paper boats and setting sail. As soon as we go over that threshold, right? I'm pretty sure that's the same. What are you? What are you? You're a picture of a man. I've never analyzed that the first time around, so I can't tell if it's the same or it's different. Let's see, is that the heap of a... Are these going to be car parts, as they were the first time around? Yes. Üzerine de azjen običajno dest tako nešto. Znam, pratim. That was just my father to remind me of the things I'm reminding myself of. Anyways.
Hall by the roadside, by the exit for Damascus, all ticking and cooled, all feathers and remorse, all of these signals routed like traffic through the circuit diagrams of our guts, those badly written boats torn bottomless in the swells, washing us forever ashore.
Boats watching us forever ashore. Let's see. Light from the heaven shone. There's again the light from the heaven shone onto him. We're encountering the same conversations, truly. We have 10 minutes to beat the game, boys. 10 minutes. I believe in you. Any second now. He should be talking about...
From here, I can see my armada. I collected all the letters I'd ever meant to send to you, if I'd have ever made it to the mainland, but had instead collected at the bottom of my rucksack, and I spread them out along the lost beach. Then I took each and every one, and I folded them into boats. I folded you into the creases, and then, as the sun was setting, I set the fleet to sail. Shattered into 21 pieces, I consigned you to the Atlantic, and I sat here until I'd watched all of you sink.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same conversation as last time. Maybe. Maybe slightly different. I can't remember exactly every single fucking word this man says. They're all coming together. Very loosely, never closely. Come on, boys, we're on a time limit. We need to reach that. I think those are all words. I will not be reading them. I swear that I will not fucking be reading them. Because there comes a point in which it becomes obsolete. At this point, I'm simply forcing
The
myself to...
sound of torn metal, teeth running over the edge of the rocks, a moon that casts a signal. As I lay pinned beside you, the ticking of the cooling engine, and the calling from a great height, all my mind as a bypass.
This is a different voice. This is maybe Dylan, not Paul. Telling us about his experience of being trapped under a car crash. It's obvious it's a fucking car crash. I am wrong, boys. There is something different this time around. We have never seen, or maybe we did see, and I was just blind, a human-like figure. Maybe the light that has shone onto him was just the fucking headlights of an
I've
incoming
begun my
car.
voyage in a paper boat without a bottom. I will fly to the moon in it. I've been folded along a crease in time, a weakness in the
Come
sheet
on,
of
yes.
life.
I want to reach
Now
the human
you've
being
settled on the opposite
on
side
the
of
rock.
the paper to me. I can see your traces in the ink that soaks through the fiber, the pulped vegetation. When we become waterlogged and the cage disintegrates,
No.
we will intermingle.
Gone?
When this paper aeroplane leaves
Was
the
that
cliff edge
truly?
and carves parallel vapor trails in the dark, we will come together.
There's the journey, not down there. Can't see him along the road to there. Not down there. Never mind, we continue on. That was a nice random event. Looks like there is some randomizations. If you want to explore other paths other than the one I have chosen, you're free to do so in your free time. When you're feeling very introspective, maybe. When you're feeling very philosophical about the nature in which you wish to tell people a story. Just truly, all in my head, I'm not even reading this shit, it's the same. Does the distortion get me to see ghosts? Does it mean there is actual ghosts? Does it mean I should be
Donnelly had
seeing
experienced this,
witches?
he would have realized he was his own shoreline, as am I. Just as I am becoming this island, so he became his syphilis, retreating into the burning synapses, the stones, the infection.
Is there more candles here than there was last time? Maybe. Maybe there is not. Maybe it's all a fucking figment of my imagination. I think that's more smoke than it was. Oh god, how long is there going to be a trek up there? Does if I go down, that's like 15 minutes minimum. Listen now. We're gonna ignore that house, we're going immediately up. It should take us less than 5 minutes to reach there.
There are headlights reflected in these retinas. Too long in the tunnels of my island without a bottom. The sea creatures have risen to the surface. but the gulls are not here to carry them back to their nests. I've become fixed, open and staring, an eye turned on itself. I've become an infected leg whose tracking lines form a perfect map of the junctions of the M5. I will take the exit at mid-thigh and plummet to my Esther.
To my Esther. Oh yeah, just it's Dear Esther, so he's talking to Esther. Probably a dead wife, maybe not. Fuck if I know. I'm not gonna try to read those and fall off a cliff. I want to finish this game. Say my thank yous for watching. Thank Dan Balici. Belitzel. For coming on to here telling us about the great tragedy that's hit him on this day that he was playing through Indigo Prophecy for a second time. Telling us that this game is a masterpiece. Truly, this man knows no bounds. This is an art piece.
A gull perched on a spent bonnet, sideways, whilst the sirens fell through the middle distance and the metal moaned in grief about us.
I truly wonder how
I'm
the
about this
VTuber
night
played for
in
this.
walking, old bread and gull bones.
Like I
Old
give a
Donnelly
shit
at the
about
bar gripping
VTubers.
his drink, old Esther walking without her children.
Maybe
old
one day,
Paul
when
as
there's
ever, old
people actually
Paul
watching
when he
this,
shakes and
they will
shivers
ask me
and
why the
turns
fuck
off
do I
his
hate
lights alone.
VTubers so much. And maybe I will have an answer for them. Maybe I will not. Can you please shut the fuck up with the song, with the music? Please, I want to finish the game. We are doing this at Mach 1 speeds. We got like 3 events. There's like 1 maybe randomized event. Truly, each version of fucking security breach, Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, is personalized thanks to all the bugs that were existing at launch. Now they no longer are. You get a more commonplace experience. Oh, we're so close.
I am the Ariel. In my passing, I will send news to each and every star.
Did he say that last time? Can't remember.
Dear Esther, I have burned the cliffs of Damascus. I have drunk deep of it. My heart is my leg, and a black line etched on the paper all along this boat without a bottom. You are all the world like a nest to me. Eggs unbroken form like fossils, come together, send small black flowers to the air. From this infection, hope. From this island, flight. From this grief, love.
That's it. Now I take this off. Put on a shirt. Prepare for my departure. Flex my shoulders a bit. Get ready for the coldness of the outside world. Read a message I just got on my phone. Of course it's Pyro. Fuck, you know. I really need to turn off those notifications. This time he'll just land. If he doesn't land on the ground, I'm quitting the game. It could be the same, the exact fucking same. And it is. Who would have guessed? Anyways, boys, that was Dear Esther. Pretty good game. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you had fun. Hope you see you next time. And until next time, as always, have a good one. Bye. Masterpiece. Mediocre at best.